Hey guys, how are we doing today? I am actually going to make the hummus. My husband loves hummus, and last couple times I had planned on making it, he had already bought some, so I had to wait until there was no more in the fridge. And I'm actually going to be making it in the blender. This is our new Deluxe cooking blender, and it comes with this guide. And there's a couple of recipes in here. One is the roasted red pepper and walnut dip, and unfortunately I cannot make that because we have a nut allergy in the house, and I really don't want to be dealing with the hospital or anything for anaphylactic shock. So I'm making the basic hummus, and I'm actually going to add a little bit extra garlic in it, and I probably add a little bit of roasted red bell pepper in it as well. So any of these recipes are just very basic recipes to get you started. You'll want to season them to taste and just preference, and that because cooking is really about preference. You can do a lot with this blender. You can make your smoothies, you can make your alternative milks, and for the alternative milks, it comes with its own nut sack. So you actually, after you milk the nuts and everything, you pour them into here, and you basically just squeeze all the milk out and everything, and that'll leave any of the nut resolution in there and stuff. And then you can always take that, spread it out on a baking sheet, put it in the oven to toast it and stuff, and then you actually will have your own nut flour, like almond flour, or that if you're doing almonds. You can also do grinding, which is the setting we're going to use. You can make soups. I've made several soups in here. I do like the sweet potato, but I need to play with the flavors a little bit for my personal taste. The butternut squash soup is really good. The broccoli and cheddar soup is real good too. You can do purees. You can do sauces. Now, this is something that makes this blender different than all of the others, and that is the fact that you can make jams in here. And it is because it is a actual true electrical heat, controlled heat, and not a friction heat like the others on the market. Like the Vitamix and the Ninjas, those are all friction heat. They're not a controlled temperature. So this guy will get up to the 210, 220 degree mark. That allows you to make jams for the pectin to enact. And how it does it is in the base. You can see these plugs here, and that plugs into the base, so that allows the electric current to come up into the bottom part. So this never gets submerged because of that. And because it can't be submerged, it has a heated wash cycle as well. Now, with the heated wash cycle, I still rinse it out with really hot water. I'll still take a brush inside some to get any type of residue built up or anything, and just kind of do a pre-clean on it. Then I fill it with the 3 cups of hot water, and we have our tap water set really hot because we like hot water. And then just a couple drops of dish soap. We use Dawn. Set it on the heated wash cycle to let it go. Once it's done, rinse it out and then dry it. Our canister is glass, so this will get hot. We even have the warning label here to remind you that this gets hot. It is not plastic like the rest of them that are on the market. So between the jam setting and the glass canister and stuff, the electrical heat versus friction heat, those are the huge differences. And also our cap is vented, so that way you don't have to worry about the heat buildup and everything on the inside. So we are going to get started, and we do add the ingredients for this in the order. So it's a can of chickpeas, and that drained, and I've already reserved a 1/4 cup of the water from the chickpeas. So I have my measuring strainer here and stuff. Then I'm going to rinse them. So just shake out liquid. So I'm going to put those in there. Now, let me go ahead and plug him in because I don't even have him plugged in yet. There. Okay, so he made a noise. It says lid because you can't do anything without the lid on. So then I need a can of Great Northern beans, and this is how easy it is to make your own hummus rather than buy the Sabra, which is that's the brand that we usually buy. We've tried the off brands and they just do not taste as well. The Sabra has been our favorite. Again. So this colander is great because you can actually just rinse it, and then if you need to do other things while it drains, you can just hook it on the center of the sink here. All right, so dump that in there. Now we're going to do 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and I will tell you I am terrible about measuring some things. So I'm just going to cut the lemon in half, and I'm going to use our citrus press, which gets used more than a juicer in this house. So our citrus press is a ceramic, and it's super easy. Now, you would think you would put it in this way, which is what I used to do until I learned, no, you turn it this way. And now, one of the things too, when you're picking out your lemons, if you're not buying a bag of them, when you're buying a bag of them, you don't really have a lot of choice. You just take your chances. But you always want to look for the smaller nipples. And that smaller nipples are thinner rinds. You can see how thick that rind is versus how big that nipple is. So you put this in, and I'm just squeezing it straight in. I'm not even measuring it. And that basically turns your lemon inside out, and your hand isn't smelling like lemon juice, which is not always a bad thing, but you know, sometimes there's just things you do that you don't want to be smelling all citrusy. All right, so there we go. Our lemon juice is in there, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil, which I've already measured out in our petite measurel on the wet side. So we'll add him in. And then a garlic clove. So I'm going to take, I have one that is already peeled, that peeled whenever I took it off of the bulb. And then one that is not. So I'm going to take our garlic peeler, which is sold in a set with our garlic slicer, and just put it in here and just roll it back and forth. Now, I know Karen would do it the old chef's way with the knife and all that, but yeah, I'm not that comfortable with knives. I'm actually putting 2 cloves. It only calls for 1. When we do buy garlic, we're normally buying the garlic or the roasted red pepper. So that's why I'm doing that. And then I need a tablespoon of sesame seeds. And traditionally, hummus is made with tahini paste, but a lot of our stores don't carry it and stuff, and I did not stop at Wegmans. All right, so this is with the adjustable measuring spoon. So adding that in there. And then, all right, I'm trying to figure out where the reserved liquid goes. Drain, reserve 1/4 cup of liquid. Add the ingredients listed in the order. Okay. So I'm actually going to assume that this goes in with it, because it doesn't say anywhere else anything about it. And then it's just a teaspoon of salt. Again, I don't always measure, especially when it comes to salt. So then I'm going to put the lid on. Now, it's not going to let you do anything as long as your lid is not in place and properly locked. That's one of the safety mechanisms. So I'm going to put the lid on. Even though it's on, it's not locked. Turn it to the lock. And then I'm going to turn my dial setting to the grind, because this has smoothie, alternative milk, soups, heated purees, sauces, jams, the heated wash cycle, and the grind. and then I'm going to push the wheel to start. Now, once I push it, if there are portions where it's not actually grinding or anything, it does come with the tamper, and I will just take the vented lid off, and I'll use the tamper in through there. And you don't want to force the tamper down any further. You only want to use the one that comes with it because it is the length that will allow and clear the blades. And that way you don't wind up with any portions of your tamper into your hummus or anything. So we're going to push start. And this actually goes for takes 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So, and he gets kind of loud. Okay. And this is an example of needing to temper it. Around, what it's doing is it's creating a opening in the center, which prevents the blades from pulling it down, and that's why you're having to temper it down. And part of the reason you want to make sure you are tempering it is so that way you don't burn your motor out. It's got something to do. He is done. He did beep. So I'm going to try it. Definitely garlicky. It's actually pretty good. So this is actually my first time doing this. So you got to see what it'll look like, you know, if you have the blender and you're trying to make the hummus for the first time. Experiment around with the flavors that you like, that you normally buy. So if I was adding the roasted red bell peppers, what I would do is, you know, dry them, and then I would put them in, and I would just kind of pulse it a little bit just to break them up. I wouldn't want them pureed in there. I kind of like them chunky and stuff. So that is how easy it actually is to make your own hummus. And you know exactly what's in there. You can flavor it to your taste, and it is a lot cheaper to do this than to buy the Sabras. And so not only are you eating healthier because you know what's in there, but you're also saving money. So if you have any questions or that, just let me know. And tomorrow, I told you, since the vote was tied between the hummus and the peanut butter, tomorrow I'll come on live and I will actually make the peanut butter. Okay? I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching.